Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Richie Scott. We're back with another video, and today we're going to be talking basketball wives. I am once again joined by my special guest co-host for the week, Miss Riley Knox.
Hello.
Riley, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me here on YouTube at Riley Knox and on Instagram.
Boom! And we're going to have to say goodbye to the broken hand. But never fear, I do have one that is on its way to my home in Miami. So, with that being said, subscribe to this channel, okay? Hit the notification bell button. I don't know what you're waiting for if you haven't already done so, but please do so right now if you are in love with reality TV content, most specifically Basketball Wives, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Potomac, Married to Medicine. We got all the bases covered. Let's get into today's show, okay? Because what we're gonna do is we were going to break down the entire episode of Basketball Wives that just aired last night, but to be very honest with you, it was a lot of filler. Would you not agree?
It was definitely a filler episode because next week's episode, as you saw in the preview,
juicy. But what we're gonna be discussing is probably the most important aspect of this episode, because the people are apparently dragging Miss EVELYN LOZADA on the Instagram. Why? Because they are saying that she lied to Jackie Christie last night when confronted about whether or not she called Jackie crazy and if she denied that they were friends. Now, let's take it back a little bit, okay? Because 2 seasons ago, you guys know that Jackie and EVELYN were bitter enemies, okay? They was fighting all up and through New York, up and through LA. You know what I'm saying? It got really volatile because of some things that Jackie had said about Shaunie, which is EVELYN's daughter, okay? The issue stemmed, you know, it was a lot deeper than that, but finally the two were able to kind of come to a resolve last season, and they look like they have been on the mend ever since. And to be quite honest with you, I was happy that they had gotten back together. Well, gotten together, I should say, you know, for the first time, really. And it was nice to see them getting along, okay? Now, we're gonna focus on the 2 aspects of this episode because this episode was very OG heavy. Listen, the people that subscribe to this channel, for some reason, half of them go up for OG, half of y'all go down for OG.
I would like OG if she just wasn't stirring that pot and bringing bones back. And if you're going to bring bones, bring them correctly, verbatim. Like, don't add your own...
Your twists.
Yeah, if you're gonna bring the gumbo, don't add your own salt and pepper to it. Like.
So, let's get down to it. We're going to talk about Jackie and EVELYN in just a second, but what I want to get your thoughts on, and you guys as well, this situation with Kristen, Byron, Thomas, and Cece.
Yeah.
Give me your take on the situation, and then I want to give you mine, and then I want to hear yours. Because honestly, people, past this episode, I don't ever want to talk about them ever again. I don't. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Do you feel like they're dragging it out for their own storyline?
Well, I feel like
you guys could fix this all with just one
way. Okay, if this is my family, and I get it, family dynamics can be very intense in terms of family beef. I have never experienced that in my own family, and typically, if I do have some type of beef, I guess I can understand it because I'm kind of dealing with some stuff right now with some people, and I don't feel like talking to any of them. But it's not my family, okay? But at the end of the day, some of them will be resolved, I'm sure, and some of them will not. I'm okay with it. But here's the thing. I just feel like y'all live in the same city. Why y'all not talking? Listen, Kristen, as much as I feel like you don't like Cece, in order to really make amends, you're gonna have to get back. You guys, the 2 of them are gonna have to get back in each other's good graces in order to help mend the broken relationship between everybody else.
Yes.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
And I feel as though if Kristen and Cece could actually work through their issues, the rest of the family would probably follow suit.
Yeah.
Unless they just don't like Cece.
So, but what do you think about her not inviting Cece to dinner, but inviting Byron?
At first, I thought, when we were watching it, I thought to myself, well, she really don't need to because the apology is for Thomas.
Right.
But I do feel like it would have been a show of good faith to invite Cece, and then it probably would have enticed Thomas to come.
Byron.
Right. My bad. I get them confused because I'm tired of the story. Okay.
Yeah, I think it would have enticed him to come, but I think he should have still made the effort to come because they reached out and he just chose to go to a baseball game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if somebody, you want an apology.
We can start there with him and then, see if that'll help Cece
and if when he got there, if he felt some type of way about them not inviting Cece,
he should have said it.
I think he should have come there and said that and said, listen, I definitely appreciate this, but in order for us to all get back on the same page, things have to be made right with my fiance as well.
Because she's going to be a part of the family.
She's going to be a part of the family.
And his kids aren't going anywhere, so.
And to be honest, it doesn't feel to me like Kristen and Cece dislike each other fundamentally. It's things that have happened that have caused the two of them to not get along.
And outside energies like OG.
So I just kind of feel like Cece and Kristen need to talk by themselves.
And they were on a good path until Toji got in the way.
The shady cameraman, they are shady for getting that.
I know, that was shady,
So
honestly.
before we move on to the other big piece of the episode, let's talk about OG. So OG, we saw a lot of OG this episode. Especially especially with her, ending her career with, playing football and kind of getting into coaching. Happy about that. I think it's an interesting dynamic to see on the show. But
I'm happy for her. She seems like she's passionate about it, and she's gonna be good at what she's at coaching. I think she's gonna be great at it.
I think so too. But what I would like for her to do is, I don't want to see no more scenes with her. It almost kind of begging that man to marry her. Like it was the last.
Have a little pride about yourself, girl.
Yeah, girl, because I feel like clearly you are a self-made girl. You can afford the labels. You can do all of this, that, and the third. This man, whether or not he wants to marry you, I understand that you love him, but you can't pressure no man into marrying you, girl. He's supposed to. This is just my opinion, okay? If I just feel like, and I don't have nothing. There's nothing wrong with the woman being the aggressor. But it needs to be reciprocated. That's what I'm saying. And it does not feel reciprocated because he be looking at her crazy when she be talking about marriage.
Right. And I think she's slightly older than him, and he's just he seems like he has that little boy mentality right now.
And he needs to be a Reggie, like Reggie is to Tami.
Yes.
That's a man that wants that woman. You know what I'm saying? And you need to look at that and model.
And then don't make me look crazy on national TV too. Don't make me look like I'm at least kind of play it up for the just support me a little bit.
Yes, I mean, at least make it seem that way. You ain't got to be that way in real life, but at least make me look good. Anyway, let's talk about Jackie. First of all, Jackie, I am here for this podcast. Listen, when I come to LA, I want to jump on there with you. I feel like Jackie I feel like that's a cool thing for Jackie to do. You don't like Jackie, do you?
It's not that I don't like Jackie.
Jackie.
That's not her song.
Jackie.
It's not that I don't like Jackie. I just think Jackie is all over the place. And I think she's dealing with a lot, but masking it with the mess. You know?
What do you think is
like
her real issue?
Her son, she's probably misses her.
Empty nesting?
Yeah, that.
Empty nesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a lot. I don't understand it because I don't have kids, but I can understand that could be a lot. But I want to love Jackie, but then Jackie makes me want to not like her because she does other things where she's like kind of a bully, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, Jackie been like this since day one, honestly.
I know,
in
but
first
it's like 15
season,
Jackies, just like Evelyn said, I don't know which Jackie I'm going to get.
Okay, so that leads me to the big question of the day. Now, the people are going off online talking about how Evelyn straight up lied to Jackie about calling her crazy and denying that they're friends. Okay, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the situation. And I gotta appreciate Jackie for just being straight up and saying, listen, this is what I was told. is this true? You know, and to EVELYN's credit, if EVELYN, sometimes it's all in perception. If EVELYN didn't believe that she said it or that she denied it, if that wasn't her intent, then she's not going to admit it, right? But I felt like she never answered Jackie's direct questions. And I feel like what she should have said to Jackie was this. Jackie, yes, I said that you were acting a plumb fool crazy that night because you were.
And Jackie knows she was acting crazy.
And then
she apologized for it.
Right. If I was EVELYN, I would have been like, now can we both admit that?
Okay, but see, here's what I think. I think that, you know how something happens in a moment and you don't think it was really that big a deal, but then someone else goes and carries it back and makes it a bigger deal. I think EVELYN in that moment when
because everybody was saying the same thing.
When Phoebe says, oh, they're not friends, whatever, and she kind of snickers a little bit, like she laughs. I think to her, in her mind, when it was happening in that moment, it wasn't that big a deal. But then OG takes it back to Jackie and makes it like it was a big statement, like we're not friends, or like the fact she didn't say anything, or she was laughing and saying, oh, she is crazy. I think when Jackie watches the show back, she will understand that it wasn't that big of it wasn't as big as OG made it look. Right. And that's why I say people bring bones back. Like if you're gonna carry bones, like bring them verbatim and don't try to make it. I think she has an issue with EVELYN, and she's trying to make it seem. So when you have an issue with someone, when they do something, even if it's small, to you it seems big.
Right.
It seems like this big thing, and then you carry it back to another person like it was. She said this, and she said, and it wasn't. When they watch it back, it was just sort of like that's funny. Because when I watch EVELYN, she was just kind of snickering. She didn't say, "Oh, we're not friends," but she didn't say we are friends. Right. And she just kind of snickered. And yes, Jackie was acting crazy, and they might have said, I don't remember her saying like Jackie's being crazy right now. But
I don't remember her saying
if she said those words, it was sort of like me saying like you're acting crazy right now. It wasn't like, you know, oh, she's crazy and she's, you know, what, you know, none of that.
Listen, and my thought was this: if she wanted to be 100% G about it, and this is regarding EVELYN, she should have said, "Listen."
Yeah, we don't normally see EVELYN back down.
Let me tell you something, but I think also she just doesn't like OG.
Yeah, and she sees that OG's really trying to.
I feel like that's all she heard. OG said you did, and that's what she responded to. Versus saying, "Listen, Jack," because what she needed to do in that moment was appease her friend.
Yeah. And just say, I'm sorry.
And just say, listen, I'm sorry. But girl, you was acting crazy that night.
But I don't really want to say she's lied. Because I don't think in her head it was...
I think that she didn't answer the questions that were asked. And because of that, she looked like she was lying.
Yeah. And it also looks like she was backing out. She said she was nervous because...
Because Jackie volatile.
Yeah, but I don't think that EVELYN's that scared of Jackie. I think it's just
so either.
I think it's just in her head it was not as big as OG made it. And then when she hears OG said this, then it makes it seem like, oh no, because OG doesn't like me, and like, you know what I mean? OG is the problem, is what she's basically saying. And I think OG is a problem.
I think it's one of those situations where if you walk into a situation not knowing that somebody has a problem with you, and then you find out they have a problem with you, you kind of get a little bit of anxiety because you're like, okay, what was said? Who said it? What's the lie now? What I got to deal with? Are you mad at me? You gonna throw a chair at me? Because if you're not amped up, but somebody else is in a confrontation, it's kind of like, oh, you're a little crazy, unless you're the amped up person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But as usual, the reason why we're here is because we want to know what you think. Do you guys think that EVELYN lied to Jackie Christie last night? Do you think that she didn't keep it 100 with Jackie? Do you appreciate Jackie for just coming out and being direct about it? Or do you guys think that OG was actually just stirring the pot?
And do you think that OG needs to stop stirring the pot? And do you think it was because EVELYN, because she has a problem with EVELYN?
You know, clearly at the end of the day, EVELYN and OG just need to have a sit-down ponderosa by themselves.
Ponderosa.
They do, because it don't need to be nobody else there.
And they have no reason to not like each other.
They don't, not really. I mean, there's really been no real...
And I don't really think they don't like each other. I think it's just kind of like messy. It's not really like they don't like each other, you know? Because even when she said, I got a problem with you, you called me told you, and she was just like, oh boy, like here we go. It was kind of, because it was a lighthearted thing. I don't know.
We want to know what y'all think. Are y'all over this Kristen, Thomas, Byron, CC story? To be very honest with you, I kind of am, and here is another reason why. Cece, you are barely a part of the episodes. At this point, it's like, I don't really care about this situation anymore. Can we please move on? Because if you're not even going to be on the show next season, I don't want to hear nothing else about this. But anyway, that's all we got for y'all today. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button so you can be clued into when we drop new content, and follow you where?
On YouTube and on Instagram. Right,
And
now
guess
2
what?
X's.
Guess what? Guess what?
What?
She just hit 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you guys.
So thank you guys for, supporting my girl here. She's got a lot more content coming. And guess what, guys? We will see you when?
In the next video.
Boom.